Saskatchewan on day 3. The world-famous snowbirds flying high, and so are the teams on the ice here at the World Para Ice Hockey Championships in Canada for the first time ever. And tonight, the hosts are back on the ice at the Moose Jaw Event Center. Their opponent, Czechia. It's the final tune-up before Canada, USA, and it starts now. As you get a look overhead of the Moose Jaw Event Center here on a beautiful Tuesday evening. Czechia, Canada, and here they come onto the ice. The Czechs started with a big win. 3-0 over Korea. Canada rolling in the middle game of their round robin. They'll wrap it up tomorrow night against the Americans. Alongside Jamie Neugebauer, I'm Darren DuPont. Welcome to our coverage of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships here on day 3. Jamie, this is what we waited for today, seeing Canada back on the ice again. We saw the Americans put a great effort this afternoon in their win over Korea. Now it's Czechia, Canada, and how excited are we to get going?
Yeah, it's always a special treat when the host team plays at their home. Great crowd behind us already. Darren, can't wait. The Canadians, it's going to be another level of competition we expect with Czechia tonight. See what happens. Should be fun.
So much firepower on this Canadian team. Tyler McGregor has been on this national team since 2012, and he has grown into a tremendous leader for Canada.
Yeah, he hit his 200th career point. His line with Corbin Smith, Dominic Kozolino, all of them together, absolutely spectacular against the Koreans. Going to see a little bit of each of them warming up here. Corbin Smith, the leader in the tournament in face-off percentage so far, Darren, at 54% on the dot. And Dom Kozolino, what more can we say? 4 goals yesterday against the Koreans. He hit his 100th career point for Canada, and if you're going to stop Canada, you have to stop those 3 guys.
You really do, Jamie, but on the other side for Czechia, they've got some firepower. Mikhail Geyer is one of their leaders. He was really strong at the Beijing Paralympics. He was really good at Ostrava at the last World Championships, and they're going to rely on him to be good tonight.
Yeah, goal and an assist for their star, their talisman, and one thing about this Czechia team, Darren, they've got 5 forwards born in the year 2000 or sooner, so the talent and experience of Geyer, absolutely critical for Czechia.
Well, you'll get a look at the starting lineups tonight and who's going to be in the lineup and who's not. You look at Canada starters, that top line so dangerous. Dominic Larocque expected to start tonight in goal for Canada. That's kind of big, as Huneau, 1 goal on 6 shots against Korea. And Martin Kudela, he's been in goal, had that shutout in the 3-0 win to start off the tournament against Korea.
And there's Jakub Novotny, the Slovak-born 30-year-old coach of the Czechs, and he's got a big task on his hands to stop Canada tonight.
Underway here in Moose Jaw. Good hard check along the wall to get things started as we welcome you to the finale of day 3 in the World Para Ice Hockey Championships. Puck in the neutral zone. Czechia will chip that right back. Nechko works across the blue line. Long shot in. That's stopped. And our first action in goal, Dominic Larocque. Larocque in goal for Canada tonight, and at the other end, as we mentioned, Martin Kudela. He had made just 6 saves in a 3-0 shutout win to open this tournament against Korea. Has allowed 7 goals on 35 shots in the loss to the Americans.
And we talked about some team names for Team USA in their game last time out against Korea. Well, how about Martin Kudela's club team, Flamingos of Ostrava? And the Czechians are going to rely on him again tonight.
Yeah, they really are. They're off to a decent start. Got the puck inside the Canadian end, and Canada having trouble clearing the zone. And now they will. James Dunn got it all the way in deep. Czechia back after it. Radek Zelenka all the way down. This is going to be an icing call against Czechia here. Just a minute 13 into this opening period. Our referees this evening, Bobby Esposito, the American referee, Oswald Hermansen is from Norway on the lines, along with Tony Rundstrom of Sweden, working the game this evening. The face-off inside the Czech zone. Anton Jacobs-Webb to take this face-off for Canada. He lost it to Alex O'Hare. Canada's got to start back inside their own zone. Zach Lavin up off the wall. He took a hard bump as he made that pass up to center ice. James Dunn turning back. Pass ahead, Adam Dixon. Dixon to the middle, trying to get the return feed. That was blocked on the way through. David Rubel blocked that pass across. Now Mikael Geyer. Henry will sit there at the blue line. Left it for Auclair. And Alexis Auclair sent the shot in wide. Now Zach Lavin. Lavin held it in. Sedlacek. All the way around the boards for the Czechs. And they'll work away. Chance at a 2-on-1. Sedlacek. Patrick Sedlacek. He's got Geyer in with him. And he'll just send it in as the Canadians were hustling hard on the back check. Now Lavin will start from behind his own goal. He'll work out to his left. Lavin takes a bump and gets that puck forward. Alexis Auclair up at the blue line, upended, and we got our first penalty call. Interference, the penalty call. And Canada's going to the power play.
And job number one, if you're the Czechs and you want to upset Canada, is special teams. Can you kill some of these Canadian power plays? The Koreans were not able to do it. And what a great first shift of the tournament for Alexis Auclair into the lineup here tonight. He wasn't in against the Koreans, and he had a bulldozing first shift out there, had a chance to score and drew a penalty there. And the Czechs with an interference call against Radek Zelinka. Canada, as I said, Darren, 5 for 6 against Korea on the power play yesterday.
Canada's got the #1 power play here in the tournament so far. Puck back at the blue line. Adam Dixon takes a look. Drops it off. Tyler McGregor back for Dixon. Dixon to the goal. It's stopped in front. Puck comes out on the rebound and cleared to the wall. And we're going to get the play called with a crowd down inside the Czechia crease in front of Cadella.
And the Czechs very, very aggressive penalty killing to start right there. There were 2 Canadians alone in front of Cadella. And in the end, Corbin Smith was lying in the blue paint. But it was a little bit slow for Canada to see how wide open they were in front of the net. Great goaltending, though, by Cadella to hold the fort.
Corbin Smith off the one faceoff. Cozzolino let it go back to the blue line for Dixon. Dixon and Tyler McGregor. McGregor's got 2 power play goals to his credit. Cross for Dunn. Dunn lets the shot go. It's into the slot and turned aside by Cadella. Dunn back to the blue line. Just held in. Great athleticism here from the Canadians. Over to Dixon. Dixon drops it off. McGregor takes a bump. Dishes it down low. Dixon to the middle, and it goes through the slot. Out the other side. Corbin Smith after it. With Tyler McGregor. Tyler McGregor, Captain Canada, over to Dunn. James Dunn has it stripped away from him and cleared all the way down the ice by Novotny. The Czechs will change. Canada trying to catch him on the change. Cozzolino waits to the back door. What a save! Cadella's got it underneath him. Canada goes cross ice, and Martin Cadella with a tremendous save early in this opening period.
And it all started from a pass by Larocque all the way up the ice. McGregor and Cozzolino hanging out around the Czech blue line. Then Cozzolino's found the defenseman Armstrong streaking up on the weak side. Look how aggressive those Czech penalty killers are, Darren. 3 red jerseys all on one side of the ice. Canada's going to recognize that and exploit it. The Czechs aren't careful.
Rob Armstrong with a great opportunity. 18 seconds left here on the Canadian power play. That's their best chance. Mika Kovacevic works the breakout. Now a little bit of speed. All puck turned over. Alex Oar. Teams are back to even strength here. Good early penalty kill for the Czechs despite the Canadian chances. Canada was so dangerous yesterday on the power play, as you mentioned, Jamie. 5 of 6, but they're 0 for 1 here tonight. As we played 5 minutes of the first period and we're still scoreless. Albert to the goal. That was stopped by Cadella. Czechs will clear it down the ice. Does it have enough to go for icing? And I think it does. So we'll get a face-off back inside the Czechia zone.
And a little bit, how many times you watch hockey and there's an icing and a defenseman or whoever's going back takes a pretty interesting route to earn that icing? Dom Kozolino showing his hockey IQ right there. You know he could skate a lot faster than he did to go back for that icing, but he earned Canada an icing, and got to pay attention right now, folks. A tired group of Czechs been out there for a while against Canada's big line.
Sedlevich with Kozolino. Takes a bump. Kozolino. Back for Lavin. Try to play it forward. Kozolino was diving to try and find the loose puck. Now it's tied up in a maze. Pavel Kubas trying to get the puck free. To the blue line, it will pop out. 2-on-1 shaping up for Czechia. Backdoor feed, and that's just out of the reach of Mikael Geyer. Good chance, and then a pass for Kozolino is just going to be too far for his outstretched arms, and it'll go all the way down the ice for icing with 9:02 to go here in period number 1.
And Canada playing with fire. Again, the Czechs are aggressive. They'll take off. If you're not smooth with the puck, Canada not crisp, not managing it well, and the right man at the right spot, Michel Geyer there for the Czechs back door. Couldn't put that 3-on-1 home.
Canada starts the breakout. Tyrone Henry. Zach Lavin's got to go back after it. Lavin now. Long pass trying to find McGregor. Had him twisting around and couldn't complete the pass. Radek Zelinka lost it to Kozolino. Kozolino takes a bump and it's poked ahead by Miroslav Novotny. Czechia will complete a change. And Lavin will skate it out. He's got speed through center ice. All the way in, and it's going to sail in wide. Sedlacek waits, finds the outlet, and Czechia will start the breakout. Left wing side, long clearing attempt, picked up by Cubes, and Cubas knocked off the puck, and Canada is able to clear it back out to center ice. Not a lot of space between these two early on here in the opening period. Good hard check down in the corner. Armstrong can't hold the puck in at the Czechia blue line. Now Oren Halbert. Halbert banks it off the wall, just out of the reach of Auclair. And it's an icing call against Canada here with 7.5 to play in the first.
And check this out. This is what got the Czech bench up in arms. Rod Crane gives his man right there, Dolezal, whack, and the whole Czech bench got up and said, hey, give us a power play, please, Mr. Referee. Wasn't interested, but I think they maybe had a claim there for a trip, but no call.
Alex Ahar on the face-off, and a one face-off for the Czechs. Centering feed out of the reach of Novotny. Canada's able to clear it down the ice. Back after it is Haub. Up ahead for Zelinka. Zelinka working through. Radek Zelinka. Feed forward for Martin Schlavinsky. Long shot in. Handled and held onto from Dominic Larac. It's a defensive battle early on as Canada, Czechia, all tied up at 0 here in the first.
Culligan Water isn't just a name. It's a promise to put you and your loved ones first. Because with cleaner, softer water, you can feel confident about your water. Culligan Water has been the local water expert since 1936 when we pioneered the water softener. We've continued delivering unmatched service by meeting you where you are, whether it's where you live or where you work. And your satisfaction has always been our greatest reward. But that's not all. Culligan Water offers a responsible and economical alternative to the waste created from single-use plastic bottles. Our systems make it easier to preserve the planet, its landscapes, and its oceans. Because at the heart of everything Culligan Water does is a commitment to provide better water for a better world.
Back in Moose Jaw and the Para World Ice Hockey Championships. Zach Lavin has control of the puck for Canada. Inside 7 minutes to go in what's been a scoreless opening period. Patrick Zidlacek sends this puck in deep for the Czechs. Oh, hard hit as Lavin was coming around the net. Takes a good bump from Vaclav Hečko. Now left side. Jacobs Webb will backhand that puck in. And Mikhail Geyer first on it. Drops it off for Pavel Kubish. Now intercepted. Chance in front. Done. Second chance. And a big stop from Martin Cadella as a great scoring chance turned up from James Dunn.
And a great save there by Cadella on Crane. Great rush, or Dunn, pardon me, a great rush into the middle of the ice. Tried to put it low underneath him. And great save. And there, gotta mention, of course, Dominic Larac making his debut for this event. Former corporal in the Canadian Army. Lost his leg serving the country in Afghanistan, and here he is at his 7th World Hockey Championships. We have to owe him, of course, big time for his service to our country on the ice, but also in the real world.
Absolutely. Hasn't been overly busy so far in this period. There's been some action, though, in the Canadian zone. Just the one shot and the one save for Dominic Larac. Right now, play inside the Czechia zone. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go after this icing call. So Canada has that top line. McGregor, Smith, and Cozzolino on the ice right now. And Russ Harrington trying to find an answer here for Martin Cadella. The Canadians can't beat him early.
Yeah, of course, Russ Harrington from North York, Ontario, also the coach of the men's hockey team at the York University in Toronto, and doing double duty in his jobs here.
Canada got in a late line change before the whistle, and a quick shot on goal that Cadella is able to handle. Anton Jacobs-Webb was right on the doorstep, still looking for his first of the tournament. Almost had it here.
Yeah, Jacobs-Webb, his second Worlds, going to the right spot. Couple of chances off of a deflection and a really good save as a result.
Cadella standing strong in goal for the Czechs as the first period continues here at the World Para Ice Hockey Championships from Moose Jaw.
So I got another parking ticket. Play 92, number 1 for throwbacks.
It's Kyler for Play 92. We'll catch you later. Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Now Canada's got the top line out, and the home crowd is having a time. Gotta love that. McGregor off the draw, he scores. A one face-off. And Tyler McGregor finds the back of the net. Canada opens the scoring here in the opening period.
And I spoke about in the intro, Darren, how good Corbin Smith has been on the face-off dot for Canada. Wins it clean. You can only have a little set draw play like that if you win the draw. And not a bad thing to win it to McGregor. He just took a step, a stride to his right, and little bullet looking short side, low blocker. So many goalies struggle low blocker to make a save, and a perfectly aimed shot by the captain, who continues to fill the net here at this event. McGregor's third already here in Moose Jaw.
Still on it, Corbin Smith trying to answer. The goal coming at 9:35 for the opening period. Off a one face-off, Corbin Smith. Checks now to center. Zelinchka chips it off the wall. O'Hare giving chase, takes a little bit of a bump. Lavin still digging away for Canada. And that puck did squirt out of there. Into the final 5 minutes of the first. Lavin. A little bit of a check on Radek Zelinchka. Now feed too far for Corbin Smith. And it's icing against the Canadians. That goal for Canada, you mentioned the third of the tournament. For McGregor. Canada opens the scoring once again. And of course, it's been a breakout year and a great start to the tournament for Canada's number 8.
And Tyler McGregor trying to fill some shoes. Not fill shoes, but keep doing his part with Billy Bridges and Greg Westlake no longer part of the team. He had 7 shots on goal against the Koreans last night, too.
Great block shot. As Czechia trying to find an answer before the end of the period. Faceoff will come inside as that puck sailed out of play with 4:17 to go here in the first.
And if you're going to wear that Canada jersey, Darren, you have to be willing to block shots. Am I wrong? It's Kubesh. And there's McGregor from point blank range. Score a goal and then dive to make a shot block. It's all well and good to score goals, but if you wear the Canada jersey, you better be willing to block shots too, and McGregor's showing it right there.
Scoring goals at one end, keeping them out at the other. Now down in the corner, Warren Halbert takes a bump. Puck stays inside the zone. Pavel Dolshaw to the blue line. A shot. Larocque made the save, but didn't know where the rebound was. It's still tied up in front of him in the slot. Both teams whacking away at it. Alexis Auclair trying to come away with it too, but it's Micah Kovacevic. His clearing attempt was intercepted. Czechia can't keep the play alive. Zedlacek. Now Hechko makes one man miss. Plays it forward, and it's off to Mark Auclair. We'll get the puck to center ice. Auclair plays it forward for Kovacevic. Kovacevic, backhand feed, right in front. Second attempt. Stopped by Kudela. Rod Crane fanned on the first one. Now, Larocque coming out of his net and makes a great play to avoid the pressure as Alexis O'Hare was bearing down on what could have been a break. Now done for Canada as we go back and forth. Stopped by Kudela in behind the net. Adam Dixon turns back in the corner. Dixon lost control of it. And Ahar will flip it around the boards. Lavin holds the puck in. Lavin just clears it into an open corner. Dixon. And Henry battling with Martin Zidlowski. Still tied up along the boards now as we're approaching the final 2 minutes of this opening period. They're going to call the play, and the faceoff will be in the neutral zone with 2:12 to go in the first.
What a wild bunch of plays. Kovacevic with a beautiful feed back toward a Crane. He just couldn't handle that bobbling puck, but Kovacevic, some sauce, as the kids say there, back door. And then Larocque, they call it in soccer the sweeper keeper, coming out and covering up to help his defenseman out. This day and age, a lot of goalies very confident playing the puck, and Larocque clearly won.
Space is opening up for Tyler McGregor. McGregor walking in, shot stopped by Martin Cadella. Rod Crane on that last chance, making his debut at this World Championships. His first action, he did not play in Canada's opener. So getting his first action this week into the lineup. Zach Lavin ahead for Dominic Cozzolino. Sent all the way back down. Tyrone Henry back after it for Canada. Henry, long feed forward. That was met by Radek Zelinka of the Czechs, who made the hit. Cozzolino. Now Lavin up ahead, out of the reach of McGregor. Zelinka will get there first for Czechia. Martin to Radek Zelinka, playing it forward. Martin Zizlowski, left side, knocked off the puck by Cozzolino. One move. Saucer pass over the outstretched arms of Corbin Smith down the ice. No icing called. O'Hare there for Czechia as they'll start the breakout. For Novotny, one touch to the blue line, held in. Jacobs Webb met by Novotny, who will clear it down the ice. And this might be icing. Miroslav Novotny got a little too much on that one. And a face-off back in the Czech zone with 46.3 seconds to go here in the frame.
And there you get a look at Oren Halbert out of Calgary, second World Championships, and Geyer. Two of the premium players in our game going at it there, Geyer and Cozzolino. The Czechs have been real nasty today, just throwing checks, being real hard to play against.
Did you just say the Czechs are throwing checks?
Not on purpose.
That's pretty good. I assumed it was on purpose. Nice work, Nate.
I'll take it.
Halbert back at the Canadian or the Czech blue line for Armstrong. His shot misses on the near side. Still tied up in the corner. James Dunn. Oh, dig that puck free. It does squirt out. Czechs are on it. Back towards the blue line. And unable to hold that puck in was Oren Halbert. Halbert turning back. He's got Dixon circling at the Czech blue line. Halbert plays it forward to Dunn. And they can't enter the zone before the period expires. Canada puts 8 shots toward the Czech net. One finds the back of it. Tyler McGregor has the lone goal for Canada. And they lead. Here it is, right off the faceoff. 1-0 over Czechia after 15 minutes. Our second period will be on the way shortly from the World Para Ice Hockey Championships in Moose Jaw.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
goes like a mirrored reflection. I have to steer you in the right direction. I have to trust that we can find a way.
On every trip, you can depend on Esso to be the place between places, connecting you to what's next.
Good morning!
So I got another parking ticket. Play 92, number one for throwbacks.
It's Connor for Play 92. We'll catch you later.
It's your online portal to all things Moose Jaw. It's everything, all in one location. Find it all at discovermoosejaw.com.
Mission Control, can we access the internet through that satellite?
Confirming, GEO satellite is internet capable.
Why do you ask?
Hello?
Are you streaming music right now? What y'all trying to do?
beautiful evening in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada, the home of the 2023 World Para Ice Hockey Championships. And after 20 minutes, it's Canada leading Czechia 1-0. Alongside Jamie Nugebauer, I'm Darren Dupont, and a tight, hard-fought opening period in Canada. Maybe lucky to have a one-goal lead the way Kudela was playing in goal.
Great goaltending. The Czechs, no respect for Canada right up in their faces. They've been physical. They've been hard to play against. I think this is exactly what Canada wants, a test before they face the Americans on the last day.
Final game of day 3 here in the World Para Ice Hockey Championships. Tomorrow, the final day of the round robin before we sort things out towards Friday's quarterfinals. And we'll get a look at how these standings shape up here in Pool A and Pool B. China off to a 2-0 start after that bronze medal back at the Beijing Paralympic Games. That will be great. 2 teams from Pool B will advance to the quarters to join all 4 teams in Pool A. So how will it sort out? Korea right now, they're done. They'll have a day off tomorrow. They'll have a day off Thursday and wait to see who their quarterfinal opponent will be. It's a big game for both the Canadians and the Czechs.
Absolutely. Whoever wins this game, doesn't matter if it's overtime or shootout, they will get that extra rest, that buy into the semifinal. The loser will have to play a quarterfinal game, either Germany or Italy, it looks like. Not sure. Either way, we're in for a great ending to this group stage here at the Paralympic or the Para World Hockey Championship.
Tomorrow night, it's Canada, USA. Talk about a physical opening period. We said hard fought. It really was, Jamie.
Yeah, it was. I mentioned it, the Czechs, you know, they respect Canada's ability, but they didn't show them the physical respect maybe that the Koreans showed yesterday. They were throwing their weight into Canada. Best way to get into it physically is to hit. And you saw Geyer go at Kozolino, maybe the best Canadian player right now, Darren. And I love the way that the Czechs have come out. I think Coach Harrington for Canada is happy that the Czechs have challenged Canada a bit, and his guys have matched it. Great goal by McGregor as well, as we'll look at the highlights here. The Canadians getting some opportunities. You mentioned it though, Kudela, spectacular at times in net for the Czechs, but he was well covered. The Czechs were very organized and structured and got right up in Canada's faces. Stepped up a lot. There you see a beautiful feed by Larocque. We saw a couple opportunities for him to play the puck, be sweeper, keeper, come out and be that sort of sixth skater on the ice in some ways, showing his really, really good ability to play the puck and help out. Canada getting a good opportunity off a double tip right there as Kudela was able to hold the fort. Couple chances, Jacobs Webb right in front too as Kudela stood strong, but here's the goal right off the face-off. I talked in the intro about Corbin Smith, Darren, and his ability to win face-offs, helps Canada make some set plays, and McGregor with a big crowd in front of Kudela, hard for him to see that puck until the very end, and that deception used by McGregor perfectly for a short side bullet, and Canada with a 1-0 lead here in Moose Jaw.
Canada with a 9-3 edge on shots in that opening period. Just the one goal to show for it, but plenty of chances. And goaltender Martin Kudela standing tall in that Czech goal.
Standing tall, and another great crowd on hand. Some real genuine and solid enthusiasm here as we are about 40 minutes west of the provincial capital of the province of Saskatchewan, that being Regina. We are in Moose Jaw, and really interesting first period. Hard checking, aggressive, physical game, and Canada's going to have to take advantage of the fact that the Czechs were right up in their face, put some pucks into good spaces behind, because unlike Korea yesterday, the Czechs, Darren, really are not backing off.
They are not. It's a good first period from Zach Lavin, the Canadians. You get a look at Geyer and Sedlacek and this Czech group up front as we're set and ready to go here for period number 2. Canada, Czechia. Anton Jacobs Webb wins the draw cleanly. Back to Lavin, and away go the Canadians. Dunn will give chase. Can he beat out the icing? He does. In the corner. Pass in front. That doesn't find Adam Dixon. Back down in the corner now. James Dunn. He needs to battle for that loose puck. And it comes away to center ice with some speed now. Aklov, Hetchko. Drops it off back to the blue line. Kubish to the front of the net. That was intercepted. And we got a penalty call to Canada. As Lavin had control of the puck, it will be interference. And Czechia will get their first taste of the power play.
Yeah, beautiful job by Hetchko of carrying that puck up ice. And when he realized that the Canadians were backing in or catching up to him, he threw it into a good space. And that had Canada backed off and then scrambling in Jacob's Webb. Takes the penalty as a result as he clipped Sedlacek on the way by on the breakout there, trying to give Zach Lavin some space. So a big opportunity for the Czechs.
Czechs have the 4th rated power play here at the Worlds at 25%. Zdeněk Cobb back to the blue line. Cobb has it. And a long shot in. Handled by Larocque in the glove calmly. Just 19 seconds into this Czech power play.
Yeah, great stop. Great shot by Zdeněk. Hobble right there into the glove of Larocque. No rebound, and that looked easy. It wasn't, because there was 2 Canadians in Larocque's face. As you look on the great replay work there by the crew, you can see 2 white jerseys in Larocque's eyes. Great save right there.
Puck tied up off the draw. Alex O'Hare trying to come away with it for Czechia in a good battle with Adam Dixon. And the Canadians get it. Squirted out to James Dunn, and he cleared it down the ice.
Canada 1 for 1 as well on the penalty kill against the Koreans last night. Not too troubled.
Inside the Czech blue line. Canada, all kinds of problems for the Czech power play in the neutral zone. And Zach Lavin will send it down the ice. Czechs start the breakup. Radek Zelinka. Inside the final minute of the power play now. Zelinka to center. At errant pass. Up by Dixon. Dixon will rim it around the boards. Takes an awkward bounce off the dasher, and the Czechs have control now. Hetchko. Back for Geyer, who will work it into the corner. Mikael Geyer tried to center it in front. Radek Zedlaka was there, but that puck was knocked away. Now Zelinka scores on the short side. And the game's tied at 1 as Radek Zelinka snaps it home on the power play.
And a great shot right here. Zelinka pulls the trigger short side, and you look, he's got his eyes looking that way like he's going to pass it through the seam. The Canadians thought he was going to, but he decided to step into one instead, and a little bit of cheating perhaps by Larocque. And Zelinka with a power play goal. The Czechs, hard to argue that they didn't deserve it. They were really off to a great start in this period, and it's 1-1.
Radek Zelinka's first of the tournament. And a power play marker, the Czechs' second power play goal of the tournament. The power play now 2 for 5 here in Moose Jaw. As Armstrong now for Canada will drop it off for Kozolino. The Czechs have some life after tying this hockey game. That long feed just out of the reach of McGregor. Kubish to collect it for the Czechs. Around, that was just in behind Pavel Dolasov. Dolasov in back after, intercepted by Kozolino. Out in front, Corbin Smith couldn't get a clean shot away. Kozolino again. Around for Tyler McGregor, who's got to catch up to this puck. Dominic Kozolino into the corner. Armstrong was bumped, couldn't get to that. McGregor does, centering pass. Kozolino, a little shot that misses well high and wide. Down in from the blue line with Zoran Halbert. Still tied up. Halbert holding his own right now. Puck comes free. Smith waits, shoots, and it's up over top of the net. McGregor gets to the rebound first. McGregor protecting the puck. Down low for Corbin Smith. Smith has Cozzolino in the slot, finds Armstrong instead. And a quick shot, diving save by Cadella. On the great shot from Rob Armstrong. Now, Cozzolino again. He's just going to rim this around the boards. Alexis Auclair gave chase with Rod Crane. Canada's got to regroup now in the neutral zone. That pass quickly broken up by O'Hare. And we got an offside at the Canadian blue line. Now the Czechs feeling alive. Radek Zelinka has tied this game at 1 here in the second period against Canada.
Kick off spring in style with new offers from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Costco is back, and eligible members can receive a $750 bonus on select trucks and full-size SUVs. Step into the powerful 2022 Chevy Silverado or 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 with low financing rates starting at 1.49% for up to 72 months. Drive in comfort and style with the versatile 2023 Equinox and 2023 Terrain, featuring standard heated seats, advanced safety features, and a modern infotainment system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Or opt for the spacious and refined 2023 Buick Enclave with standard all-wheel drive starting from as low as 2.99% financing. Don't miss out on these limited time offers. Visit us today to experience the thrill of driving.
1-1 hockey game, Canada and Czechia here in a hard-fought second period. Czechia tied it on the power play and a goal by Radek Zelinka, his first of the tournament. Here, the Czechs got a tag in on the offside, and there is the aforementioned Zelinka. Sends this puck in, Tyrell Henry, first on it for Canada. He takes a bump, plays it forward for Adam Dixon, just behind the Canadian forward. At the blue line. Czechs can't get the puck on goal, and that play for Zelinka was broken up. Canada ices it, and the faceoff will come back down in their own zone. Plenty of firepower here for Canada at the World Para Ice Hockey Championships, and you'll see the Canadian names littered amongst the scoring leaders. And for Tyler McGregor, he's added to his 5-point total tonight.
Yeah, you saw Yifeng Shen at the top after his 5-goal performance against Italy to start the tournament, but Dom Cozzolino, James Dunn, Adam Dixon, Tyler McGregor, usual suspects. Declan Farmer put on a show today. Did he ever?
You can add Corbin Smith to that list now. He's up to 5 points in the tournament. And that list likely to change before we turn out the lights on day 3 here in Moose Jaw. Canada right now struggling with this attack of the Czechs. Patrick Zedlacek out there with Hechko, but sent too far by Vlaklav Hechko, and it's icing against the Czechs. So a little break for Canada here. Let's look at the faceoff back down inside the Czech zone.
And I want to show the aggressiveness of the Czechs here. To take a look and pause it there and Telestrator here. Look at these 5 bodies. They are really in packs around the puck. That takes a lot of fitness, but they're really connected. It's causing Canada a lot of trouble. Darren, you mentioned it. A lack of flow. Yes, it turned into an icing, but that's the way the Czechs have played, and it's caused Canada a lot of trouble so far today.
It really has. They're frustrating the Canadians. They've got the game tied at 1. And early on, this has a much similar feel to Germany-Norway from back on day 1. Does it not? Norwegians controlled the play. The shot clock had chances, but they got good goaltending. The Germans did. Timely defense. And were able to shock the Norwegians with a win on day one. Here the puck was knocked out of the air with a high stick, so gives the Czechs a chance for a line change.
I always say, whenever I'm broadcasting hockey or any sport, but especially hockey, if you're going to have an upset, and let's be honest, it would be an upset for the Czechs to beat Canada, you need 2 boxes checked. A is goaltending. Well, Kudella's been awesome. 9 saves so far, many of them difficult. And number 2 is special teams. Well, the Czechs have killed Canada's power play and scored on their own. So both boxes checked so far.
Puck cleared down inside the Czech zone. Dominic Kozolino in after it. Centering feed. Corbin Smith couldn't get the shot away. Banked off the wall, back out to center ice. And Halbert against a couple of Czech attackers. Warren Halbert plays it forward, knocked right back to center ice. Armstrong sends it in. Canada will give chase. First on it. Zdenick. Zdenick Hobb. Huge check in from McGregor as Canada starting to get physical here in the second period. Hobb up ahead, and that'll just be pushed forward through the neutral zone. Halbert's going to get there first, and it's icing. Oh, just crossed the line, and the Czechs won't like it, but the faceoff will come back down at the other end.
Yeah, Jakub Novotny's not going to like that, but here's Tyler McGregor. He's done everything for Canada today, hasn't he, Darren? Scored a goal, blocked a big shot, and now he's got a huge hit behind the net right there on Ohar. Mr. Everything for Canada this evening.
Micah Kovacevic winning the faceoff for Canada. Left side for Lavin. Lavin sneaks out in front. Little backhand dish. Doesn't get to the front of the net. Radek Zolinka now playing it forward to center ice, and Canada will regroup. Tyrell Henry. Aaron pass. Hab lays it forward, and it's rocketed in by Ohar. On Larocque. Larocque, long lead feed for Eau Claire, who's got to put on the brakes. Now forward, his feed just out of the reach of Rod Crane. 7:25 to go in the second period. In a game in which the Czechs have come to play tough, tight, defensive. Canada's got to start back at center ice near their own blue line. Henry for Eau Claire. Hard check. Made by Geyer. Now Eau Claire. For Lavin. Lavin. Oh, he misplayed it, and it's flipped forward. Scramble play right now. Another physical hard shot. Now, Kubish. Long shot that whistles high. Lavin to the wall for Dunn. James Dunn. Can he get Canada's attack going? For Eau Claire, who pushes it forward. But Kubish was in front of him, didn't allow him to work his way in. Dunn. Nice job to create the turnover, but sent right back to the Czechs. Mikhail Geyer off the wall, takes an awkward hop off the Canadian bench as they were changing and the door was open. James Dunn flipping it forward for Rob Armstrong. Armstrong chasing down Kubish as he'll turn back. Icing here against the Czechs as they clear it a little too far. But Canada just unable to draw any offensive chances here at this tight Czechia defense.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a labor period offensively for Canada as the Czechs have just not passed up an opportunity to hit the hometown Canadians in this dangerous situation where the puck hit an open door and could have bounced anywhere, but no harm done.
Canada now with control. Here's a chance in the corner. Out in front, Kozolino. What a stop by Kudela. Dominic Cozzolino was all alone in front. Oh my. Martin Cadella. So good. And he gets the outstretched blocker on it. Tied at 1 in the second period at the World Para Ice Hockey Championships.
And let's look at the save. Cozzolino. I wrote that one down in case the Czechs can shock the world and beat Canada. What a save there, Cozzolino. One of the saves of the tournament there.
Czechs now off the draw, and they'll work their way out to center ice. Zdeno Cobb, and it's offside here at the Canadian blue line. We get late in this second period, 5:38 to go. And Canada having trouble getting the offense going, Jamie. And they go to this top line. Corbin Smith, Dominic Cozzolino, and Tyler McGregor. Zelinka, the lone Czech goal scorer, sends the puck all the way in deep. Lavin on it for Canada, back to the blue line. Zelinka for Haab. Ohar into the corner just behind Zalewski. Hard check in there. Novotny couldn't get control of that either. Back up towards the blue line. Long shot, dribbles through the slot and out the other side. Ohar. Alex Ohar down low. Novotny there, but it rolls to the goaltender Dominic Larac, who will put the glove down and hang on.
And that man right there, Jakub Novotny's got to be happy. 30 years of age, born in Bratislava, Slovakia. Played some Czech under-20 hockey with Znomo Orly, the great program in the Czech National League. And he's got to be happy with his team, Darren. They've played their game plan to a perfect tee so far.
They really have. I don't know how you draw it up a lot better if you're the Czechs, and right now doing everything they need to do. They got to find a way to get a few more shots on Larac. Right now, just 3 shots in the period, 6 overall. The shots even at 3 here in the second period as we're into the final 5 minutes of play. Rob Armstrong controls for Canada. Long feed, that's going to be intercepted. Left side, goal assault for Geyer. Geyer's shot, shoulder save by Larac. Czechs working the wall. Vaclav Hečko around the boards. Now it comes for Dixon. Adam Dixon held up at the blue line, but Dunn. James Dunn can't get the puck free. Czechs send it right back in. Geyer along the wall, along with Dolsar. Canada does finally clear. Oh, and a long breakout feed. Could have been a 2-on-1. Dunn couldn't catch up with it. Out there with Jacobs-Webb. On the near side, Pavel Dolasal left it, and it's off the wall and out. Albert for Jacobs-Webb. And an offside, no, a penalty call here. It's going to be holding. And Canada's going to go to the power play. So a late chance here in the second period. as Alex Ohar will head to the penalty box.
Yeah, holding, tripping, whatever you want to call it, on Adam Dixon, trying to cut back into the middle on Ohar. The Czechs have been so disciplined staying in the middle of the ice, taking the middle away. But that time Ohar over pursued, tried to cut back to Dixon and drew the penalty, and a big opportunity for Canada here.
Yeah, and Czechia is going to take their time out. This is a big moment in the hockey game. It's late in the second period. And, you know, for Jakub Novotny, he wants to settle his group down here. Fresh legs, a chance to drop this penalty kill. Canada unable to score in their first time up, but they were 5 for 6 coming into this game in their opener. It's the #1 power play right now at the Worlds, and this could be a turning point right now, Jamie.
Yeah, we saw a real passive shot blocking type penalty kill by the Koreans yesterday. The Czechs today have been right up in Canada's faces as you see Russ Harrington, the coach, draw something up. You have Corbin Smith, you have Adam Dixon, you have Dom Cozzolino, James Dunn, Tyler McGregor out there, 4 forwards for Canada. And Czech, watch something off the face-off here, because Dom Cozzolino, Darren, is going to take it and not Smith. So might be some tricky business here.
Dominic Cozzolino is 75% on face-offs. He'll take the power play draw here for Canada, and he wins it. Adam Dixon at the blue line. Across for James Dunn. To the middle. And that pass was broken up by Radek Zelinkin. He cleared all the way down the ice. 1:45 to go in the Canadian power play. Dunn will start from behind his own net. The feed ahead, broken up by Hetchko and cleared right back in. Vaclav Hetchko providing a little pressure as Canada's away. Dunn across the Czech blue line. Dunn working to his right. Looks for an outlet. Knocked off the puck by Zelinkin. In the corner for McGregor. McGregor, he's going to walk right out. Tries a shot and stopped by Cadella. Where's the puck? It's underneath his glove. He let it go. Did not get the whistle, but the Czechs are able to clear the zone anyway. We're through the first minute here of the Canadian power play. And the Czechs will clear the zone. Geyer in a race for the puck with Dunn. And the Canadian wins it. Corbin Smith now. He's got McGregor on the long stretch pass. McGregor for Cozzolino. Quickly ahead. Dixon for McGregor. 2-on-1. Dixon waits, shoots, scores! Adam Dixon on the Canadian power play. Waits, makes the move, outweights the goaltender, and gives Canada the lead.
And the Czechs with a not great line change. And Cork's line changing has been the bane of many penalty killing existences. What a beautiful pass up the ice, I believe by Adam Dixon. Nice touch by McGregor, touch by Cozzolino, touch to Dixon, back to McGregor, back to Dixon, and Bob's your uncle. Nobody's stopping that. What a beautiful team goal, but Czechs caught changing after they had a good odd man rush opportunity themselves. And Canada with a huge goal at a huge time in this game. Boy, did they need that.
Dixon's third of the World Championships. And an offside call right at the Czechia line. We thought it could be a turning point. It might be. And we'll get another look at Dixon and the 2-on-1 with McGregor. And here it is. Just a move and outweights the goaltender and tucks it home. Tough spot for the defenseman Pavel Kubish. 2-1 Canada.
Yeah, Kubish aggressive. Didn't really just say let the goalie take the shooter. He was trying to chase after it. Usually a hard situation for the goalie.
That's a really tough spot defensively, isn't it? On a 2-on-1 against those two?
Yeah. Well, that's a problem for everybody, and it's an interesting perspective into para hockey too. Darren, because in standing up hockey, you can back in and use your stick. In that type of a situation, take away the passing lane and just let the goalie have the shooter. In this situation, you can't really skate backwards. You can't really sweep with your stick like that. So Kubish did the best he could. But again, not too many goalies are stopping Dixon in that situation.
Canada right back to their top line here in the final 2 minutes of the second. Casalino takes a hard hit and a little slow to get moving afterwards. He's good to go now as Canada sends the puck all the way in. Alex Ohar there for the Czechs, takes a bump from Corbin Smith. Now McGregor turns and fires, and Cadella makes the save. Now Canada's turning up the heat. Tyrone Henry at the blue line, trying to feather it free. Ohar intercepts that, but kept in by Henry. He'll put it off the wall. Smith will get there first. He's neatly rubbed off the puck by Zelinka. Casalino now to Corbin Smith. Back to Dom Casalino. Has a little tough spot there as he didn't have a clean handle on his stick. Now Casalino pivots, turns back for Smith in back of the goal. In the final minute of the second period, Canada trying to find the insurance marker. It's Henry at the line, puts it into the corner. Great work down low from Canada. Casalino came in and picked up that loose puck. Takes a bump from Ohar. McGregor in to help out, just overskated the puck, and the Czechs will flip it off the wall and down through the neutral zone. This might have enough, and it will. It'll go for icing with 24 seconds to go in the period.
And a really good ending to this period so far. Canada takes the lead, gets the puck deep, work the Czechs below their goal line and not allow them to use the energy that they might have gotten from going down. Trying to cut back quickly, but Canada keeping the puck deep in the Czech zone, grind it out, play some gritty down low hockey.
Scramble draw in the Czech zone. Puck is flipped up to center ice. Oren Halbert in after it in the final 7 seconds. It's going to turn. Can Canada get one more shot away? No. Instead, it'll be an icing call with 2.4 seconds to go. So another face-off back down in the Canadian end.
.4 seconds. Czech put Michel Geyer out there.
Wondered if the Czechs would empty the net here.
Well, they have
for a
Geyer
shot
right behind the face-off dot. Try to win it back there. You can see him tapping his stick right behind. You can see him at the top of the circle.
Tied up on the draw. And that'll end the second period. The two teams trade goals in that second period. Both on the power play. It was Radek Zelinka tying this game for the Czechs, and Adam Dixon giving Canada the lead 2-1 over the Czechs here after 40 minutes.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Like a mirrored reflection, I have to steer you in the right direction. I have to trust that we can find a way.
On every trip, you can depend on Esso to be the place between places, connecting you to what's next.
Good morning! So I Got another parking ticket.
Play 92, number 1 for throwbacks.
It's Kyler for Play 92. We'll catch you later.
It's your online portal to all things Moose Jaw. It's everything all in one location. Find it all at discovermoosejaw.com.
Mission Control, can we access the internet through that satellite?
Confirming Geo satellite is internet capable.
Why do you ask?
Hello?
Are you streaming music right now?
What y'all trying to do? 620 CKRM. Scores! Jägerbomb!
In his first Paralympic Games for Canada. Here comes James Dunn with his first Paralympic goal. Like he's been doing it all his life.
"15 minutes left here in the nightcap on day 3 of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships. Canada with a narrow 2-1 lead over Czechia through 40 minutes. As we say hello and good evening once again, Darren, Jamie, and a second period where the Czechs really tightened up defensively and both teams traded power play goals.
They played power play goals. The Czechs, as you said, Darren, I don't think they could have executed their game plan any better. The problem, if you're the Czechs, is that Tyler McGregor plays for Canada, and he was able to find a way to generate something for Canada on that power play. The shots on goal, Darren, still heavily in favor of Canada, and they did get that goal late in the period. Always so important to end periods well, Darren, and Canada did that very well in that period.
Shots just 5-4 for the Canadians, though, in that second period. As we mentioned, things got a whole lot tighter, but it got physical, and the power plays got going for either side, as you'll see when we look back here on the second period.
Yeah, a lot to go through in that second period. Lots and lots of action. It was an entertaining second period. The people here in Moose Jaw had a lot to celebrate and enjoy, and get a look at it here. Great shot by Zelinka, his first point of any kind at this tournament, and I think Larocque was expecting pass, went shot over the right arm instead, and you get a nice look at the quick release on the replay pack right there, and see what that means to him. He's almost surprised, the captain of the Czechs, to have scored. Canada did generate some more offense, and boy oh boy, the goaltending has been sublime for the Czechs. Yeah, 14 shots, maybe not that many, but many grade A chances as well for Canada. It's been physical from the puck drop. The Czech game plan to step in Canada's face. Maybe the save of the tournament, one of the saves of the tournament there by Martin Kudela, who has been excellent. Just robs Kozolino, sliding to his left, holding onto the puck, but here's the goal. Little give and go, McGregor and Dixon, little inside out move, and Kudela trying to lunge to make that save, but Dixon able to wait him out and get his goal there to make it 2-1. And you always talk about how you end periods. Very, very important. And Canada, Darren, able to end that period well. They ground the puck down into the corners. They got in hard on the forecheck, and the Czechs had a hard time dealing with it.
Big third period and lots on the line. Tomorrow's the final day of the round robin here at the World Para Ice Hockey Championships. Canada needing a big win here tonight. Czechia really does. This is the final game for Czechia in the round robin. They'll enjoy tomorrow off, and then the day off for the entire tournament on Thursday. And of course, tomorrow it's Canada and the USA tomorrow night, potentially for supremacy in Pool A. Top 2 teams in Pool A advance to the semis. Bottom 2 in Pool A, along with the top 2 in Pool B, will advance to the quarterfinals. 15 minutes left here in Moose Jaw. And the Czechs, can they find a way to tie this back up? Or will the Canadians hang on in the third?
Can't bet against them, but as we said in the first intermission, Darren, the winner of this game gets that bye into the semifinals. So it is absolutely critical for Canada to hang on if they don't want to have to deal with a quarterfinal.
Corbin Smith, Patrick Sedlacek on the faceoff. And the third period is underway. Dominic Cozzolino after a 1 Canadian draw. Up ahead, and Zach Lavin will send it right in. Czechs on the breakout. Down the ice too far. This is going to be an icing call as Pavel Kubish a little overzealous on the long pass attempt. And a faceoff will be in the Czech zone.
And Tyrone Henry, kind of an understated game. Number 5 for Canada. Makes great first passes. Hard to play against down low. Don't say his name that much, Darren, on the broadcast, but so steady and so smart. Such an important defenseman for Canada.
Well, the further this game moves along, the more we start hearing his name. He started popping up at the end of the period as a shot from the outside goes off the goalpost. Close call there for Martin Kudela, who's been really good. The Czech netminder has stopped 12 of 14 shots through 30 minutes. Dominic Cozzolino takes a bump by Zelinka. Zelinka, the lone Czech goal scorer. A power play goal back in the second as Canada's called on the offside. And the faceoff will be at the Czech line.
Yeah, might have been a 2-on-1 for Canada had they been able to hold that line. And McGregor, again, he loves going high blocker, short side. You heard the ping from up here. What a bullet again by McGregor, looking for more.
Crowd's getting loud here in the third period. Patrick Sedlacek for the Czechs takes him up. Now a chance in front. Loose on the rebound. Where is it? James Dunn had a chance. Now Dixon a blast, and it goes over top of the goal. Rebound. Can't get to the front of the net. Adam Dixon, who has Canada's go-ahead goal back in the second. Long shot in from Halbert. Canada applying some pressure here early in the third. Dixon in front, can't get the centering feed. Dunn takes a hard bump from Hab. Zdenek and James Dunn battling down in the corner. Where's that puck? There it is. It's squirted free. Sent around to the near side. A couple of Canadians in after it. Rob Armstrong coming down from the blue line. Novotny battling for the Czechs, and it comes to Dixon. Dixon looking for some help. He had some support in Anton Jacobs-Webb. The Czechs are able to clear. Hard hit right along the Czech bench as Zach Lavin gets squished along the wall. Then comes back with a hit of his own. Creates a turnover in the neutral zone. Rod Crane will turn back to find some time. Dishes it off for Lavin, who banks it off the wall to center. Kubish, it's an offside for the Czechs, as in ahead of the play, Mikal Geyer, and a faceoff back in the neutral zone.
Canada coming close. James Dunn right on the goal line. Halbert, the defenseman, throwing it. Great job by the camera crew there to slow it down. Let's stop it. Oh, there we go, right on the line. What a play by Kudela. Just acrobatic there, an unreal save by Kudela on James Dunn. Second magnificent stop in this game. Wow.
Martin Kudela, the player of the game for Team Czechia so far. Comes to McGregor. Great feed for Cozzolino. He pushes the puck forward. Can he get going? No, not quite there in time. He got stopped up. And Sedelic got back defensively for the Czechs. Patrick Sedlacek in ahead of the play. Now Geyer. As Czechia turning on some heat. Geyer, a sharp angle shot stopped by Larocque. And he'll cover up.
Pretty high hit here on a Canadian player, I believe by Patrick Sedlacek. Got his arm up on a Canadian player. I think it was Corbin Smith that got smoked and shaken off the cobwebs. It's all good, the referee says, but boy, I think the Canadian bench was asking for something on that hit. It was Sedlacek on McGregor, but there we go.
Alex Zahar lost that face-off. And Rob Armstrong to the blue line, not out. For O'R. Alex O'R couldn't get control of it inside the Canadian zone, so Canada will start the breakout. It's Armstrong. Quickly cross ice to Dunn. James Dunn looking over the line, drops it off for Anton Jacobs-Webb, and that's poked out to center ice. Great defensive play, Martin Zizlowski. Canada once more, long feed for Dunn. A little deflection to save the icing call. Kubish in after it for the Czechs. The feed just behind Dolasol, and it'll roll to the goaltender Cadella, and he'll hang on, and he will cover up. So chances at both ends of the ice. Nothing doing here in the third period. Canada still leading 2-1, but the Czechs are coming close here in the third period.
Like he's been doing it all his life.
Trying to rally Canada on here. That's only 8:30 local time, so I think you still got plenty of time before bedtime. At least time to see the rest of the third period. And lots of it left. Almost 11 minutes remaining. Etchko lost sight of that puck. It allows Rob Armstrong to collect it for Canada, and he'll play it ahead. McGregor and Corbin Smith, but they miscommunicated. Now Geyer will drop this off. Long feed in. Rock makes the save. He doesn't handle the rebound very well. Dolasol trying to get to the loose puck with Armstrong battling for Canada. Back of the net, Oren Halbert with some help from Smith. He takes a hard bump from Zidlacek. Kubish can't hold the puck in, and Canada's away to center. McGregor was breaking up the middle. If they could have got the puck to him, he would have been in all alone. Now away goes Zidlacek. Quickly forward for Geyer. Geyer from the circle lets a shot sail high up over top of the goal. McGregor for Canada. Little one-touch feed. And Cozzolino to center ice. He'll work his way to the right, over the blue line. Tried to play it backwards. It goes off a Czech defender right back to himself. Now Dunn from the blue line snaps a shot high over top of the goal. And with nobody around, Cadella's going to cover this puck and draw a face-off in the Czech zone. And I don't know if he didn't see that it was open and the Canadians were completing a change, but he could have played this puck.
Could have, but decided to hang on. I think it was kind of stuck on the back of the net, but Michael Geyer, it's backing off the Canadians with speed himself. And Dolezal got a good opportunity because Geyer's speed was backing off the Canadian defense. Understated game by him, but you can see why he's been one of the premium players in the world for a while. Talented guy, Geyer.
Face off in the Czech zone here. Sent around the near wall. Martin Zizlowski tied up with Lavin at the blue line. Anton Jacobs-Webb, as we've played 6 minutes here of the third period, and it's still 2-1 Canada. Dunn to the blue line for Henry. Tyrell Henry put it through a crowd and out the other side. Zizlowski quickly up ahead, and Hobbs slaps it through the neutral zone, giving chase. And Lavin's going to win that race. It's icing against the Czechs. And a face-off back down at the other end.
You know, Darren, you made a really good point a couple of minutes ago that I want to get back to. Kids in the crowd being able to watch the game. 15-minute periods really make para hockey a very accessible game for families and for kids to come out and watch. And because it doesn't end so late, that's a great point. I've got young kids. I'm going to try to watch some para with them too.
That's a great observation. You know, the game times, you got to think not just when they start, but how long are they going to be? How late are we going to be up? Canada putting on some pressure here. The shot from Kozolino was blocked on the way through from Radek Zidlinka. Now Armstrong from the blue line just floats one in. And Martin Kudela, the Czech goaltender, with a big stop. These two Czech goaltenders typically will split time. Vapenka, who's not playing, second best save percentage in Beijing. And then you got Kudela playing against Canada in one of the biggest games for your team in the round robin. And he's stopping 15 of 17 shots, playing very, very well. This group is deep in net.
And to that point, back in November of 22 in Nova Scotia at the Para Hockey Cup, Canada and Czech Republic, it was a 5-0 win for Canada. And I think that was fresh in the mind of Kudela. He was chased in that game in favor of Vapenka, so he's got a little bit of a bone to pick with his Canadian team. He's showing it today.
Rod Crane coming in with a hard hit, a collision with Pavel Kubish. Now Armstrong deep in his own zone in the breakout. Alexis Auclair forward, and Crane in a race for it. He's going to lose that battle, but has a little bit of support. Kovacevic. Oh, working right into the slot. Kovacevic's shot and blocked by Sidlacek. Halbert in the corner for Auclair. Up top for Crane. Crane, top of the circle, let a shot go. And that grazed off Kubish and out the other side. Mikael Geyer. Oh, he lost an edge. Now into the slot area. Kovacevic can't get the puck free. There's a great battle in the slot with Kubish and Kovacevic. No call. Both teams were looking for something. Now Crane has Kovacevic breaking into the middle, finds him. Makes one nifty move at the Czech blue line. In ahead for Auclair, and it's stopped by Kudela. Auclair couldn't take it cleanly, and the goaltender will cover up.
These two teams going hard. This game with a real playoff feel to it. Great hockey game, great effort by both those teams. Both these teams, great shot block. First of all, gritty by Patrick Sedlacek, 22-year-old forward, and then Kovacevic, little wrestling match, little throw you down to the ice after Kubish took the first hit there. He's been really gritty. I've really liked the game of Pavel Kubish in this game.
Off the draw, it's right back to the goaltender who's got it in the glove once more. Anton Jacobs-Webb on this face-off. He's out right now with Adam Dixon, who's at the front of the net. That's the right now is the go-ahead goal for Team Canada. Czechs win another draw. Zidlinka lost it behind the goal. Dunn. This line has been buzzing. Dixon on cross ice for Lavin. Lavin turns and fires. Oh, and fought off by Cadella. Dixon takes a hard hit, plays it back to the net. O'Hare there. He takes a bump. Anton Jacobs-Webb. The Czechs will clear it down the ice. This is going to be icing. And right now, Czechia is stuck in their own zone. And there's not been a lot of action in front of Dominic Larocque here in the last few moments of this third.
The Czechs feel good about that, and another good save by Kudela. A couple high looping shots from dangerous areas. That one off the stick of Zach Lavin, who had 4 points in the first game after yesterday led the tournament in scoring among defensemen with 4 points and showing his dangerous ability there.
Casalino drops it off for McGregor. He couldn't get it through. Ran right into Zelinka. And the Czechs will clear the zone. So Denikov played it forward, and then the Czechs head straight for a line change. Now McGregor over center. Takes a bump from Zidlacek. And again to the goaltender, and again going to hang on. Another good stop. Martin Cadella is holding things down for Czechia. They're still within striking distance. Canada with an arrow 2-1 lead as we get later in the third period.
It's your online portal to all things Moose Jaw. It's everything all in one location. Find it all at discovermoosejaw.com.
Mission Control, can we access the internet through that satellite?
Confirming GEO satellite is internet capable.
Why do you ask?
Hello?
Are you streaming music right now?
What y'all trying to do?
Less than 6 minutes to go in the third period in a tight 2-1 hockey game. Face-off inside the Czech zone, and they'll get it out to center ice. Hechko met there by Rob Armstrong, and Tyler McGregor coming in to clean up the loose puck. For Dominic Casalino, he was bumped by Pavel Dolasal along the wall. McGregor all the way into the Canadian zone. Aaron Halbert in after it, being pressured by Geyer. Smith, as Kubish pinches in, shot towards the goal. Geyer was there, but it was behind him. Now the Canadians away. Right side, McGregor, but Kubish with some speed to burn, and Pavel Kubish in a battle along the wall. Halbert across center ice now. Works to the left, met there right at the line by Pavel Kubish. Now Tyler McGregor for Canada. Waits. Has to play that forward. Casalino comes in and picks it up. Drops it between for McGregor. Geyer knocked it down, and the Czechs sent it to center ice. Vaclav Hechko couldn't get to that puck, and now Mikael Geyer will play it into the far corner for Vaclav Hechko at the blue line. They'll send it right in. Geyer giving chase. He'll get there, but met by Rob Armstrong, who was in great position, and allows Corbin Smith to get away to center ice. Smith takes a bump from Novotny. Now Hobb knocked down at center. Smith knocked down as well, is able to play that puck forward. Couple of collisions at center ice, and we got a loose stick on the ice too. 4 minutes to play here in the third. And a transfer, Novotny. Quick shot in on net. Tied up in the corner. Canada doing great work along the wall. Back door trying to find Tyrell Henry pinching in. That's not going to work. Micah Kovacevic was doing a whole bunch of heavy lifting down in the corner, but Canada unable to get that puck to the net.
Yeah, the ability to spin off a check in a corner is so important, and Micah Kovacevic didn't play yesterday, showing his ability today. Just some dipping and diving and getting into a dangerous area, and then he did a lot of good there, Darren, and then he did kind of a no-no by throwing it into the middle of the ice like that, but take the good with the bad with young players like that.
Here's this dangerous second unit for Canada. Anton Jacobs-Webb with Dixon in front. Oh, he turned back. He had some room right in front. Dixon into the corner. Zach Lavin. Dixon's giving chase, comes back out towards Dunn. James Dunn into the circle now. Trying to find some room. O'Hare gets control of it. And again tied up. Martin Zizlavsky can't clear the zone. Now finally the Czechs will. And they've got to regroup. Henry for Dunn, who sends this all the way in. Now less than 3 minutes to go. On the near side. Long feed up ahead. Patrick Sedlacek couldn't take it properly. Canada once more. Comes to Dolasol. Pavel Dolasol. Tied up right at center ice. Great battle with Oren Albert. And the Czechs will circle back. They've got to find a way to get into the Canadian zone. Anton Jacobs-Webb will send this right back in. 2-1 Canada with the lead. Late stages here in the third period. Just 2 minutes to play. McGregor pushes it forward. And Pavel Kubish now gets a good look. He'll shoot this forward. Oh, he had Hechko. Vaclav Hechko, if that puck could have got past the Canadian defense, may have been in all alone. At least enough to beat out an icing. As Pavel Dolasol lost it in back of his own goal for Smith. McGregor in to help out, but nice job by Dolasol. Around the boards, in the corner, met by Cozzolino. 90 seconds now to play. Cozzolino lost one of his sticks for McGregor. Looking for an outlet. Plays it across the ice for her Halbert. Halbert inside the blue line, drops it down for Smith into the corner. Dolasol, though, is there for the Czechs around the boards. Intercepted by McGregor. McGregor looking for an outlet. Goes back door, but Patrick Sedlacek is there for the Czechs, and he'll play it forward. Now a race for it. Hechko. Can he get to this loose puck? Vaclav Hechko. Met by Halbert. Hechko comes up with it. And he collides with Armstrong. 48 seconds to play here in the third. Czechs finally enter the Canadian zone. And the puck's tied up. Danik Cobb can't get it free. Across for Geyer. Geyer waits, shoots, and a right arm save from Larocque, and the puck is out of play. 30 seconds to go on a faceoff upcoming inside the Canadian zone.
And the Czech bench didn't call for Martin Kudela to come out for the extra attacker until Hobble had possession, and Geyer, the right man in the shot for the Czechs. But there you see his left hand shot, not as strong perhaps as his right hand shot, but good save by Larocque, and a good job by Larocque there too, Darren, to get his team a break, a whistle, just a second to breathe, and good veteran goaltending by Larocque.
Net empty for the Czechs. 30 seconds to go. Hobb and Hechko are sitting in front of the net. Canada wins the draw. Tyrell Henry around the boards. Chase after it. Patrick Sedlacek along with Hab. And a big hit laid by Vaclav Hechko. 16 seconds to go. Czechs can't get control. Hechko in back of the net. Tried to get it out in front. Won't be able to. Canada onto it. 6 seconds to go. Canada tying this puck up. And they're going to hold on. The puck never gets to the net. And Canada survives a scare from the Czechs. It's a 2-1 win in front of the home crowd.
And Karen, great winning hockey by the Canadians in the third period, just getting pucks deep, go to work, don't make mistakes, don't turn pucks over, don't let anybody in behind you on breakaways. And you can see what it means on the Czech bench and to those players to compete like that. In this game, the Czechs look quite happy with the 2-1 result. You just see them shaking each other's hands. And they're happy with the effort they saw, the compete they saw, and how close they were to this Canadian team. And Canada, Darren, has clinched themselves a semi-final spot. Will it be the top spot? We'll see. It all depends on what happens with their game against the USA tomorrow.
They held the Czechs to just 2 shots in the third period. Overall, outshooting Czechia 21-9. But Canada is 2-0, setting up a Wednesday night showdown with the USA. So now to our post-game ceremony. We'll take you down to ice level for our player of the game presentations.
Artist side print by Saskatchewan-based Indigenous artists. Today's artist side print is a creative collaboration between Roger W. Ross and Brandy Jones. This piece was designed specifically for the 2023 World Para Ice Hockey Championship. Inspired by the game itself, the movement created in Brandy Jones' authentic style is meant to mimic the players in full flight. The flags acknowledge the world coming together in spirited competition, as well as the Métis Treaty No. 4 and Saskatchewan flags, which pay homage to the host community, Moose Jaw. The awards will be presented by Director of Marketing and Business Development for the Moose Jaw Event Center and Director of Marketing for the 2023 World Para Ice Hockey Championships, Corey Ninehagen. Also joining him is Robert Ritchie, Publisher and General Manager at Moose Jaw Today, Moose Jaw Express, and Sask Promo. Tonight's player of the game from Czechia, number 15, Radek Zelinka.
Radek Zelinka had the lone goal for the Czechs, tied this game up in the second period, and really put a scare into the Canadians.
It was good, too. Grady in his own end, physical, and a great shot on the power play goal.
Tonight's player of the game from Team Canada, number 8, Tyler McGregor.
A goal and an assist for Tyler McGregor. Now 7 points in the tournament. 1 behind the tournament leader.
He did it all today as well. Blocked shots, big shot block in the first period. Hit as well, and did everything a leader's supposed to.
And we'll get a great photo. The 2 team captains at center ice. And there's the sportsmanship you love to see. So one final thing to do tonight before we say goodnight, and that is the Canadian National Anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would now ask that you please rise, if you are able, remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
victorious over the Czechs 2-1. Setting up the main event tomorrow night on the final day of the round robin. It's Canada and the USA, 7 p.m. local time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Earlier in the day, Germany and China will kick things off. The Germans 1-0. China, couple of wins, and then Norway, Italy in the afternoon. Dixon, the game-winning goal. The teams back and forth in this one tonight. The Czechs put a scare into the Canadians, but Dixon finds the go-ahead marker and Canada rolls to a 2-1 win. Pool A will be on the line tomorrow night when it's Canada and the USA. Until then, for our entire production crew, for Jamie Neugebauer, I'm Darren DuPont, saying good night from Moose Jaw and thanks for watching the World Para Ice Hockey Championships.